Guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to also talk about how Judge Rata was schooled by Ramsipile. Ramsipile don't give a shit, ne? Muga don't give a shit. He's down with Judge Rata and his Beatrix and Ramsipile agakolapa for no Rata. I don't know if you guys have noticed that Ramza don't play like that. Ramsipile don't play like that. Ramsipile is sick and tired of Rata's nonsense. Period. Okay. So let's talk about what Ramsipile schooled Rata with because Sana, I enjoy a good situation. Ladies and gentlemen, today we need to talk about a courtroom clash that goes much deeper than personalities. Because when Advocate Ramsipile stood his ground against Judge Rata Mogoateng, this wasn't simply a lawyer arguing with a judge. This was a battle over who gets to define the evidence. And at the center of it was one dangerous question. Is the court testing the state's evidence or is the court helping the state connect the dots? Now, let me be clear from the beginning. I'm not saying Judge Rata is deliberately, okay, I am saying that he is always defending the state. I am saying that he's always defending the state and he's deliberate. Now that is a serious question. Allegation, and it would require evidence, but the evidence is in that courtroom. Okay, sorry, we all have seen him do it. What I'm saying is that some of these exchanges deserve intense scrutiny because there is a fundamental principle at stake. A judge can test the defense. A judge can interrogate the evidence. A judge can challenge counsel, but the judge cannot become the person building the prosecution's missing bridge. And that is where Ramsipile becomes dangerous. Ramsipile's biggest question, basic question, Ramsipile keeps dragging the discussion back to something incredible, simple. What exactly does this evidence prove? Not what might it suggest, not what could possibly be inferred, not what fits the state's theory. What does it actually prove? Because those are three completely different things. Let's take cell phone evidence, for instance. A cell phone can communicate with the tower, fine. That may tell us something about the phone's network activity, but then comes the next question, who had the phone? And then another, does possession of that phone prove participation in a murder? And another, does the tower evidence independently identify the accused as the person who committed the crime? That is the evidential bridge, and Ramsipile keeps asking, where is the bridge? Now, the danger of connecting dots, this is where criminal trials become fascinating. Imagine the state puts 10 pieces of evidence before the court, all 10, piece 1, piece 2, up to piece 10. And then someone says, let's look at all these pieces. Surely they form the picture. Not necessarily, because the question is now, how many pieces you have? The question is, how securely do those pieces connect? If piece A only works because of an assumption in piece B and piece B depends upon an assumption in piece C, then you may not have a chain. You may have a stack of assumptions. And that's precisely the kind of reasoning the defense has the right to attack. And what I like is that every time Judge Rata tries, these guys have learned him, they understand him, they attack him back, they don't care. Ramsipile decided, you know what, Judge Rata, I'm going to tell you in your face, you and Mncube, with all due respect, are speaking at cross purposes. You are not listening to hear and understand. You are listening to respond. I was happy when Ramza did that to Judge Rata. He was like, you are speaking at cross, you are not understanding the witness. You are misunderstanding the witness. And I know he was deliberate with misunderstanding because that is what he does in that courtroom. He likes distorting things, Judge Rata Mogoateng. And I am here for a Ramsipile that is going to quickly educate the hell out of him because what do you mean? What do you mean you are saying something that was never said by Mncube and you want us to take that and move with it? What do you mean? And Ramsipile was not here for that shit at all. Okay, now this is where Rata versus Ramsipile gets nuclear for me because when Ramsipile challenges a proposition, the issue isn't necessarily is Ramsipile right. The bigger question is who carries the burden of proving this? That's the nuclear question. The accused doesn't have to prove innocence. The defense doesn't have to solve the matter. The defense doesn't have to explain every suspicious circumstance. The state carries the burden. So if the state says the evidence points to accused number 3, Ramsipile can ask, show me the evidential road from that fact to the conclusion. And if there is a missing section of that road, that's where reasonable doubt lives. And this is where Judge Ratha has hatred for it all, because he hates it when he sees reasonable doubt is slowly dying. He hates when he sees that reasonable doubt is getting a slow death. That is his hatred. Unjalo nje yena uJudge Ratha Mokgoatlheng, and is annoying when it comes to that. And we have seen him doing all of that. Okay, unestefe when it comes to that. All right. Now, uJudge Ratha Mokgoatlheng, yes, he has every right to ask questions and clarify things and seek understanding, but the manner that he goes about it always boils down to one thing: I am the defense lawyer for the state. He does the objections for them. Some way or the other, he will find a way of objecting on behalf of the state. And now his interpretations are not always following the true sense of evidence. I don't know how he's going to write the judgment, but all I know is that he will write that judgment crying, and he will write that judgment properly. We don't care how, but he will write it. He is defending the state at all costs. There is a red line with what he is doing. He is crossing, the red line is crossed if the court begins doing the work that the prosecution should have done, because there is a massive difference between counsel explain this evidence and counsel let me explain how this evidence can be used to prove the state's theory. And that is exactly what Mokgoatlheng does all the damn time. That is what he does all the damn time. That second question deserves serious scrutiny. Why? Because the state has already had its opportunity. It called its witnesses, it presented documents, it presented forensic evidence, it presented cell phone evidence, it presented identification evidence, it presented its theory that is the defense shouldn't have to fight the state case plus judicial reconstructed version of the state case, because that is what they are dealing with. That is exactly what they are dealing with, an annoying judge who is always defending the state. Now, Ramsipile's real weapon, and that is why I think people sometimes misunderstand Ramsipile. He's not necessarily trying to overpower the judge at this point. He's trying to preserve the distinction between fact and inference. Fact, this happened. Inference, therefore, this may mean X. That is what he doesn't want. Conclusion, therefore, the accused committed the murder. That is how Judge Ratha thinks, and that is what Ramsipile was stopping from him. Those three steps cannot simply be collapsed into one. And if the state's case depends on circumstantial evidence, those steps become even more important. So the Mncube connection, and now, yes, let me bring Mncube into the entire situation, because this is where the courtroom battles come. It becomes even more interesting. The state's case attempts to construct a narrative around identity, movements, communication, firearms, photographs, and associations. But the defense keeps coming back to the same fundamental challenge. Which part is actually identifying the accused? Not could this be him? Not does this fit the theory? Not is this consistent with the prosecution's case? But does this evidence prove beyond reasonable doubt that this accused person was the person who participated in the murder? That's a much more difficult question. And that's exactly why the defense keeps drilling into photographs, descriptions, dates, metadata, cell phone activity, and witness testimony. Because if one of foundational propositions collapse, everything built on top of it must be reconsidered. And that is where Judge Ratha is not happy, because with Ramsipile's cross-examination of Mncube, he can see that Ramsipile has destroyed Sizwe Zungu's evidence. He can see he is busy destroying Brigadier Geninda's evidence, and he is very unhappy. He has dealt with everybody. He went to the record, does that thing. Oh, I love what Ramsa is doing there. He's dealing with Judge Ratha, and he's unhappy with it. What are your thoughts when it comes to Judge Ratha being schooled by Ramsipile and being told to bar out or beg off? in a very professional manner, of course. I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.